Hi, I'm Katelyn from Marathon Handbook, ultramarathoner and coach. And today I'm going to give you my top tips on how to run downhill. Being able to run downhill fast and efficiently will make all of your training and your races a lot more enjoyable. What happens with a lot of runners is that we get nervous to run downhill. We're worried about a trip and fall, and we don't want to take the chance. So, learning how to run downhill can make you feel more confident for your racing, and if you're competitive, you can even get ahead in the races when you're going downhill. I promise, with my tips, you're going to find that running downhill is actually fun, and you're going to enjoy doing it. Ready for those tips? Let's go. Tip number 1, take quick, short steps. When running downhill, you want to have your center of gravity over your feet so you can help with your balance and not feel uneasy when you're going downhill. So, take short, quick steps also allows you to brake so you don't feel like you're losing control. Depending on the difficulty of the terrain, you could be running in an extremely steep decline, or there could be a lot of rocks and roots in your path. So with that short, quick stride, you're able to maneuver around the obstacles with ease, and you'll be able to keep your balance. Tip number 2, look up and look ahead. When running downhill or running anywhere, you want to make sure that you are scanning the path ahead of you. So make sure that you look up, not directly down at your feet, which is what we tend to do because we feel like that is the best way not to make a misstep or slip and fall over a rock. What you want to do is scan the path ahead of you 3 to 5 meters to make sure you know what's coming. As you scan the path in front of you, you want to take note of all the roots and the rocks and any uneven surfaces in the terrain so you can start to plan your path as you fly down those downs. It may seem really tricky at first, and you're going to want to look down at your feet to feel safer. But I promise, after a lot of practice, your brain will automatically plan your route for you. Tip number 3, use your arms for balance. When you're running downhill, you don't want to keep your arms glued to your sides, as it's going to make you feel unstable. You want to raise up your elbows, raise up your arms a little bit, as if someone were walking on a tightrope. Use that to help you with your balance as you're going down those steep declines. Tip number 4, land softly. Now, this isn't an easy ask because when we're running downhill, we tend to heel strike, to brake. We tend to pound on our joints, pound on our muscles because we want to feel like we're not control and we want to brake. But the softer you can land, the less impact you're going to feel on those joints and those muscles. And so you won't feel as sore, perhaps during or after that burning sensation that you get in your legs if you can land just a tad bit softer. Tip number 5, don't stop short. This is a recipe for disaster. If you're going down a steep hill or it's slippery, maybe some wet leaves or some mossy rocks, the last thing that you want to do on that slippery terrain is stop short. That actually will increase your probability of taking a fall. But I have a couple of tips and tricks that you can use to make it more safer. First of all, use the terrain to your advantage. Most trails aren't always going to be perfectly groomed, and you're going to find obstacles in your path. So what I do is I use them to my advantage. If I see a rock that is fixed, of course, and sticking up from the ground, I place my foot on it and use it to brake a little bit so I can regain control. Of course, you want to make sure that whatever you're going to use, whether it be a tree trunk or a stump or some sort of uneven surface, that it is fixed so it won't come tumbling down with you. But you can use it to brake a teeny bit and regain control as you're going down the hill. It's much safer than stopping short. If the surface does end up being unstable and it crumbles down, make sure that you take really quick short steps to regain your control. Also, if there are banks on the side of the trail or there are little sections that have a slight incline, use those to your advantage as well. If you feel like you're losing control going super fast downhill, take a few steps up on the bank of the trail or on that slight incline, and if it's long enough, you may even be able to stop, but gradually slow down and stop, regain control, and then start up again once you feel ready. Tip number 6, be confident. I know this is easier said than done. As I mentioned, that most runners get nervous when they're running downhill. But if you fill yourself with confidence, even if it's a little bit of false confidence, you'll probably feel more secure on the trail and you'll make better decisions. When you run nervously, at least when I do, that's where I tend to make the most mistakes, when I'm trying to be too careful on the trail. When I feel nervous, when I feel anxious, those are the times that I trip, like everyone else, I have also fallen. The mind is a powerful thing. And if you run with that confidence, I promise, you might even enjoy the downhill. Tip number 7, practice. As the old saying goes, practice makes perfect, and in this case, it certainly does. So try and work some downhills into your long runs, so when it comes race day, you'll feel more confident and comfortable. There you have it, my top tips for crushing those downhills. Good luck!